Alright, YouTube, bringing you something a little different tonight. These are 4 blades I have that were designed to represent the V44 Raider Bowie of World War II. The knife made famous by the Carson's Raiders, I believe. These are really awesome buoys. I've always been fascinated with the Raider Battalion and their exploits, you know, during World War II. Just an awesome group of determined young men who had a talent for where the metal meets the meat, you know, and they served very honorably and in most battles flawlessly. So I'm going to start out with this one here. This is from Marbles, and it is a company that used to make really cool hunting knives and survival type knives, and some of their 1940-ish stuff is worth really big money. Now they're just a, you know, they make really good knives, don't get me wrong, but they're a budget company. They make nothing but budget knives. I think they have a couple of designer pieces that may be a couple of $100 at the most. But this is the model MR555. Pakistan steel, but it has a beautiful satin finish to it. Really nice grind line. Has the typical Raider Bowie cross guard, brass. Very pretty knife. I really like this knife. It is hell to sharpen. I guess it's because of the cheap Pakistani metal, you know, which they have really good steel, don't get me wrong. You just have to go about it a different way. I believe that's about 11-inch blade, if I'm not mistaken. Now this one here is from Away Cutlery, and when they did the handle on this, I mean, is it just me, or does the handle look entirely too large? Now they did get the shape, they got it right, they really did, because out of all of them, this handle right here would probably would be the closest to looking like the original, because I've held originals, and this would be exactly how it looked. You find a lot of them with like this dark green bone type material, some with leather, different materials. Now this one here is a custom from Frank Gonzalez at Knives by Hand, and if you'll notice, there is a skull inlaid into the handle. Now the reason that is, and the story goes, and I have no idea if it's true or not, but a person looking to buy off a guy's possessions, he was fixing to pass away, and he was selling his possessions for his wife and family, you know, to have money after his passing. And the guy bought his foot locker. His foot locker was full of all kind of military type stuff, and he took it home, and the guy ended up passing away. Not long after that, the vet passed on, and the guy had forgot about the foot locker that he bought. So he drags it out, and as he's digging through it, he finds a V44 Raider Bowie with a skull inlaid in the handle. Alright, everybody that looked at the skull said, man, that looks like that was hand carved actually. And the guy took it to someone, and they said, man, that's actually real human bone that was inlaid into the handle. So it takes a pretty special person to sit there and whittle out a skull from a human bone and inlay it into their knife. I'd say that guy's got some interesting stories for sure. But getting back to these, chip away cutlery, frost cutlery, marbles, and then a custom. Now this is a full tang monster right here, and it even has dedicated to United States Marine Corps inlaid in the blade, the double blood groove. This is really authentic, beautiful brass fittings, full tang construction, beautiful linen micarta with a stainless skull inlay, nickel brass pins. It's a brass tube packed with a nickel rod. They shave that. It's really cool. Find that a lot down south. Beautiful knife. Just a beautiful mirror polish. This is one of my favorite Bowie knives. It truly is. I love this knife. Alright, and then the one from Frost Cutlery. I don't really remember what I paid for it. It wasn't that expensive at all. Nothing for any hard use, general purpose use. I mean, this is a display Bowie. This is to, you know, slide in a sheath and keep with your military stuff you keep throwed in your closet. But they are cool to look at, and this knife come fairly sharp. It really did. I only had to strop it a little bit, and it actually polished up real good. The chip away cutlery. Guys, I gotta tell you, I know the handle's big. I mean, it's so big, it's noticeable big, but it feels like a dream in your hand. It really does. Man, I could beat with this thing all day long and never have an issue. It is a awesome Bowie, especially for the money. And it's really cool that they designed it in the V44 Raider type. With the marbles, I really like this one. Beautiful knife, beautiful design. Stacked leather handle with beautiful brass fittings. It's sharp, but it took a while to get it there. I will say that. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this, my V44 Raider collection. I hope to add a few more throughout the year. There's a couple of companies that makes, you know, different variants of it, so I'd like to get a few more of them. But I just wanted to give you guys a look before I stored a couple. And hope everybody's having a safe and happy day. And let's not forget, 22 veterans a day commit suicide in the United States. That's a horrible number. That should be plastered on the front page of every newspaper in America. Fake news or not, that should be the talking point of the day, is our veterans. You know, we seem to forget and take for granted the reasons that we're here, and we never think about the reasons that would put us in a whole different situation. And let's hope it never comes to that. And with our brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces, I believe we can keep the devils at bay. You guys have an awesome weekend. Everybody stay safe. This is Donovan from Mississippi, and I am out of here.